Have a great stream from all of us here at Streamlabs Talk Studio. Thank you. Okay, I still don't see my card. Yes, I do. I see the cards. Awesome. Okay, so this person definitely needs to be grounded. You need either amethyst stone or obsidian. Gosh, I feel like your masculine and feminine are all wacky because of the way you're using. You're not trying to balance. You're just boom, 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 and that's because you're not grounded. That you would use a moonstone for. Okay, moonstones help you to dissolve the anxiety between masculine and feminine. Some people don't believe we have one side and one of the left side is feminine, the right side is masculine. Some people can't grasp that. So have a moonstone and it will help you to finally get to that point where you can go, maybe I have a choice here. Okay. So definitely I need you to get an amethyst or an obsidian or a shungite. Shungite and obsidian ward off bad energy, dark energy. Um, so you also need, they're saying you need a moonstone also. So one of those three and then a moonstone. So yeah, you're in the air here. Um, and lately, because you are getting kind of depressed, you've turned into a hermit. That's okay as long as you use that Archangel Raziel, Raziel, um, to help you to understand um, the grounding procedure. You can ask Raziel to help you to ground. Ask Raziel what would he use, the archangel, what would he use to help you to ground? Um, you might not get an answer in your head. You might also get an answer in your head. But what happens sometimes is you'll be driving and you'll look at a billboard and it'll say, well, let's say crystals, you need this, just advertisement. Um, for example, the last 2 days, I've been asking my daughter to be with me. This is her jewelry that I usually don't wear unless I'm going out the door. And she told me wear it now. So, not last night or yesterday, but the day before, I found a quarter. She used to pitch pennies from heaven all the time. And I said, I can't buy anything with pennies. You know how we shopped. I said, give me a dime or a quarter. Well, not yesterday, but the day before, I found a quarter. Then yesterday, when we were leaving the hotel, I looked down, there was a dime. Okay. And then all of a sudden, this truck goes by and it says Rainbow. I don't know whether it was cleaning or whether it was window washing or whatever it was, but there was a rainbow. And that's how I got this house. It's called the House of Rainbows. And every time I'd need her be with me, I'd ask for a rainbow. Well, the first time she did the car thing, we were in Washington State and it was so dreary, so dark, and I missed her so bad. And I said, please, can you send me a sign? I mean, it wasn't gonna sunshine, but I needed a rainbow or something. Okay. So I pull up to this red light and here's this vehicle and it says rainbow cleaning on it. I went, boy, you are smart. So when that happened with that truck yesterday, and like I said, I don't remember what it was, but there was a rainbow on it. And the last couple of days has shown me she's been with me. And that really helps my heart. So what they want you to do is to be able to ground. When you can ground successfully, then you're open to maybe your other gifts. Okay. This is a six clairs, as I've explained before. Um, one is clair audio, one is clairvisual, one is clairsentient, and look the rest up. That's your homework. And as long as you're going to be a hermit, you may as well get some spiritual, knowledge. If you would like to do maybe card readings, if you would like to um, do ruins, there's little dice things that look like they're supposed to be like rocks. Um, there's pendulums you can use. I mean, there's so many technicalities of love, and that's what they're called, that you can use to give answers to people. The thing is, before you get started on anybody, and I don't care how many you've done up to this point, you need to ground, because you're leaving yourself wide open for anything to drop in. And that's not a fun time either. Either if they can't get through to you, they'll get through to your animals. And they're just open, loving hearts. Okay. But if you're not grounding and taking care of yourself, your animals and other people around you, if you have kids, they're suffering. The energy is off. So find a way to ground immediately. Seriously. You are going to start something new. And you know what it is. And I told you, you need to line it up and be very categorically correct when you do your vision board. But also, Archangel Hanael is there to help you to listen to your intuition, because it's really, really important. That's what we need to be doing right now, is opening up ourselves to ourself, to find our authentic self. That means self-love. That means self-appreciation. That means trust and honesty. And that also means self-worth. If you're being honest and truthful and you love yourself, then the rest is just going to fall into place. But if you're not grounded, it's going to be all over the board. Okay? So you have to master grounding. Okay? Good luck. Everything will start to flow once you get grounded. And good luck. Next. Honor thy worth. It's amazing what these cards will do after I just talk about it. Manifestation, blessings for progress. Cool. Vow, release. Enhance protection for the beautiful boundaries. We have to have boundaries on earth and from heaven. We do, because then they'll show up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, wake you up. Or if you're taking a nap because you're tired from waking up all night, they'll disrupt that too. Because apparently you might not be open while you're awake. That's the issue here. That's what I'm already getting from them. All right, next row. 2 of fire. You've come into your own. New partnerships or contacts. Continue to move forward. Honor thy worth. It's underneath, it's above it. Queen of fire. Confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Manifest, that's under manifest it, manifestation blessings for progress. Oh, 9 of fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. That's underneath vow, release. Boy, this one's wide open. This is good. I'm understanding that. I'm reaching out to people's energy that connect with this, and this is what I'm hearing back from them. Water, 3 of water. A celebration, a wedding, congratulation, graduation, or birth announcement. The need to have more fun. And that's underneath Enhanced protection for beautiful boundaries. Uh-huh. So your angels want to play at 2 o'clock in the morning. Sorry. Time. So they're expressing it's the time. Humor. Yes, they do have a lot of humor. Inexperience. That's what I was wondering about. Devotion. Okay. So this person is learning how to manifest. And they're also learning about their spiritual angels and believing in their God, their guides, and their angels. And we all know how to find out what our three main angels are, don't we? Well, if you don't, here we go. It's cafeastrology.com. Then you answer the questions. And from that, you get an 11 to 15 page readout. It varies depending on the person. And with that, you find out, well, your birthday moon, what your sun, the sun is on your birthday, of course. I'm an Aries, so I'm a fire sign. And Jophiel is one of my angels. Then we have the moon. Something keeps coming up on here and I can't read it. The moon. The moon is your feelings on that day that you were born. Okay. So mine was in Virgo. These are all calculated, by the way, you guys, from upstairs. Every 2 minutes, somebody is different. Okay. Every 2 minutes. That's why it's so important to have the birth time of your chart. Mine is Virgo, my moon sign. And with that, I have Metatron, Archangel Metatron. Archangel Metatron was one of many people that were on Earth. They lived, him and his brother, Sandalphon, learned to be, I think, they learned to live about 800 years, but they sit next to God, from what I understand, and they help Jesus, God, Mother God, to decide what's going to happen with us because they know how it feels to be on Earth. They know how it feels to be in this body, like Jesus does. Then for my what's the third one is, oh shoot, how people see you. This planet is right before the first house on the west side of your chart if you're looking straight at it. It's how people see you. Mine is in Leo. And there again we have Michael. So I call on Michael, Jophiel, Metatron, and whoever angel I feel I need for the day. Okay, I will call on him constantly. They have a sense of humor. They really do. But I have boundaries with mine too. They can be with me up until about 11. In fact, I look at the clock, it's 11:11, I turn off the TV. Period, done deal. That way I get some sleep. Because otherwise I wouldn't get any. I would be doing this 24/7 and I can't do that. I'm too old for one. And I don't want to. I want my time with my puppy or my husband or the kids. Excuse me. But this is telling me here that you have great potential. The thing is, you're tired. Um, excuse me. I don't know what you're feeding yourself, but excuse me, I'm getting the hiccups, of course. Um, um, during the day, like I said, I talk to them all day, but when I lay down my head on that pillow, no more. And then if I watch, this is really weird because I watch TV and my husband taught me this new show. And what was it called? I can't remember. But it was where the woman walked around and her husband was taking pictures, and then they have oh shoot. Then they have this cop that comes in as a normal person figuring out what happened, around this house. And then you have her, and they switch women. For one, they got divorced, and they brought in this other woman, Cindy, and she's marvelous. She's awesome. But I can tell you what's going to happen before it happens. And so my husband won't watch it with me anymore because I get into it. I get into it, and as things are coming out of her mouth, it's coming out of mine. So he got tired of watching those with me. Paranormal, caught on video sometimes, you know, but nighttime between 12 and 4 is dead time, as we all know. And in dead time, we have any spirit out there. So if you leave yourself wide open and becoming lighter and lighter in your light, they're going to see you. And so what I usually do is just protect me through the night. That's it. So this is kind of what you need to do that you don't know. One thing you don't know is how to stop. Okay. It looks like you don't have much water around you, but you have a lot of fire, and a lot of inexperience. So what I would really suggest for you is to figure out you want to do to be of service. Do you want to do healing? Do you want to do cards? Do you want to do pendulums? What do you want to do? And then from there, just keep on reading stuff about, aliens. And I'm serious. Aliens, your God, your guides, your angels, everything. Read up on as much as you can. That way you have a little bit of knowledge when people ask you questions about stuff, um, or you have a lot. So you need to start focusing on sitting down, reading, or integrating what you're learning every day, and ask for enhanced protection. Okay, with your boundaries, because this is what you're going to need. As you learn more about angels and the planets that they protect, and you could just Google that. You could say, Aries, who is the archangel for Aries? It'll come up. Then you go to the next one. We've got air. No, like WEAR. So we have fire. Then we go water. So we have Aries, Earth, fuel. That's how it is. It's FEAW, fuel. So F is for fire, E is for earth, A is for air, and W is for water. Okay? So that's how they go. Fire, earth, air, water. Fire, earth, air, water. So for you, I see you being a fiery sign, and to me, I understand that. You don't sit down. Now is the time you need to sit down and integrate. You need to get into a habit of some sort for you to sit down and talk to your God, your guides, your angels, in a meditation form, if you can. Some people ride their bike to meditate. Some people exercise to meditate. There's several different ways. Um, but when you're in that meditative state, ask that everything that you've been learning to be integrated into your system, and be specific. Okay, we're going to do one more. Next. You just have to learn a lot for this last reading. You'll get experience. Don't worry. There's enough crystal books out there. There's enough card reading books out there. There's enough pendulums out there, enough bracelets out there. There's, tons of crystal bracelets. Um, There's a place, if you're in Phoenix, called the Black Market. And this woman has taken a whole storefront, and all the way back is all crystals. And you can get lost in there for a couple of hours easy. So, anyway, next, past life, present power. Into freedom. Good. Understanding that is really important in past life. Feeling the threads, freeing the threads of connection. That's emotional card. Healing through challenge. That would be me. Queen of Water. Tenderhearted, empathic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and then others. That's what this whole year is about. 23andMe, loving yourself, honoring yourself, being truthful, appreciation, and self-worth has to come up. Two of Air. It's reflecting too much. Hang on. Being unable or unwilling to make a decision. A stalemate. Pretending there is no problem. That's not good. That's under into freedom. The way that's going, you're not going to be into freedom right away. Three of Earth. This is cool. The power of creativity. Recognition for very high quality work. Be a team member. That's under freeing the threads of connection. King of Fire. Here we go. Motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and karmic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Advice from someone creative. That's underneath healing through challenge. Wow. This is the last one, by the way. Patterns. Are you a pattern breaker or you just go with the patterns? I'll find out here. Revelation. You don't know. You will soon. Home. And rebirth. Okay, that's why you don't understand. That's why you don't get it. Everybody this year has pretty much been in a rebirth situation or transformation or some kind of shift. Okay. When the planets shift, we have to shift. So, in case you haven't noticed, we've had a couple of super moons, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse since the beginning in January. Okay, that's not very long. The last year and a half, we've seen planets that haven't been around for 800 to 1,000 years. They're showing up. That's for us to get ready for whatever's coming, to love yourself first. Be honest and truthful with yourself. Appreciate yourself. And then self-worth. I know a lot of us have been told we'll never amount to anything. We are not enough. I don't know how many times I heard that. One of the reasons because I couldn't spell it, and so I get whipped every time I couldn't spell it right. I could hear, sound it out, sound it out. There's no way to sound out enough. Well, it says to unmute, but if I unmute that, the other one's not going to work. It's going to go into reverb. This one also, the reason why I'm saying this, freeing the threads of connection. I've had several people come here and we disconnected the golden cord, you might say, from their parents. That helps us to get our own power instead of having that verbal barf of your parents' voice in your head or your own. When you get confident enough, we can reconnect it. or I can tell you how to reconnect it. I can't tell you how to unconnect it. That's just, I don't know. I do, but it's different for every person. So what they're asking you to do is start to love yourself and trust yourself. And in that, after you've freed the threads of connection, then the past life, talk to your inner child. Your inner child knows the day that you were brought in, where you came from on the last haul life, and you know, they're informational. If it's been a tragedy for a childhood, then you might not remember a lot of it, like mine was. My father died when I was 9 or 10, and I was daddy's little girl to use. Um, with that, also realizing I was abused sexually and verbally, mostly my dad, um, because he was the discipliner in the house. So in this rebirth, start to love yourself first. Learn how to love yourself first. We were taught over and over again, don't do anything with yourself. You got to honor your elders no matter what they want, and on and on and on. And it's like, no, maybe that's why I'm being left with no one. you know um my mom, my dad, my daughter have all passed away. My sister, I've got two nephews. One I talk to all the time. The other one I gave a very precious diamond ring to, and I'm sure he used it to get out of prison with his dad, because dad's wife has got money. So I'm sure he gave it to her. He won't even talk to me because he went to prison. He thinks he doesn't know what for. But, you know, having sex with little girls is not the thing to do, apparently. Anyway, back onto this person. What I was saying that because sometimes you have a tragic beginning and you need help finding your way out. And the counselor that I had for 3-4 years, twice a week, roughly, knew how to use equipment so you listen, and then it kind of helps you to open up spaces that have been shut down. And that's how I remembered who was in the church with us on Saturdays and Sundays. And being the head of the Catholic Church where I grew up was the same person, the priest. So, healing through challenge. If I can do this, you can do this. And you're already in a rebirth. So you might as well not push yourself away from it, just walk through it. I think you'll understand by next year why, because things are drastically changing. And we're all, like I said, in a rebirth or a transformation. Some of us get it faster than others. Some people don't even know. That's why I'm here. I do believe a God, guide, and angels. Mine is Mother God. Whatever you have for your God, I'm not here to judge you. I'm not, I am, a being, a light being. I am a divine being. But with this vessel, I'm human. And things I like to do, things I don't like to do, and things I like to help myself, and this kind of a reading is you need help. And I wouldn't say just a regular counselor. You need somebody that deals with childhood trauma or PTSD trauma. That can be very touchy. So, freeing the threads of connection would be very good for you. It would get you out of this pattern that you don't like to be in. And I feel bad that you're stuck here because I was too. But once I started seeing a counselor, it started to unwind. and I started to understand what part I played. And apparently before I got here, I agreed to it. So, I did my best and I started working on me, and that was how I pattern broke, you know. So be gentle on yourself, please, and realize that if you get in touch with your inner child or your inner teenager or whatever, you're going to find some answers, and you're going to understand those answers, and that's the answers that you need. Okay, so I hope you guys have a wonderful day. There we go. I thank you for being here, and I'm doing it again tomorrow. I'll be a little bit earlier because, like I said, Daisy is not eating. I fed her some stuff, and it was like I zapped her face with the food. I could have, but I don't know. So she hasn't eaten. Um, I gave her some honey and water and called the vet, and then I'm supposed to call him back here shortly. So I thank you guys for being with us. She's right at my feet. And I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. Okay? Have a good day, you guys. Thank you. Somewhere, my love. Oh, that's that one. Oopsie, sorry. La da da dum be doo.